we go. All right, it is Sports Talk, and it's the after party right here on Talk 104, not to be KCT, presented by Greenwood Ford. Oh, man, thanks to all of our guests tonight on the show. We had, Coach Will McCoy from Franklin Simpson Basketball. We had Tim Wagner and Roy Beard from D93 promoting Purple's football, which you can hear all season long on our sister station. Then, of course, we had Coach Whitt and the Lady Purple's golf team is here. And now we have Coach Whitt again, and this time the Purple's golf team is here with us tonight. Once again, good evening, Coach.
Good evening for the third time. Good evening.
Yeah, third time. All right, talk about who you want with you tonight, Coach.
Yeah, I've got Rowdy Harris, I've got Paxton Fuqua, I've got Jorge Suartez Gonzalez, and I've got Johnny Brown.
All right, Coach, tell us about this team, what we need to know about them a month before this region tournament comes up.
Yeah. We've got some experience. 3 of the 4 guys here have played in 2 region tournaments before. I think that's exciting. We talked with the girls about making those deposits, and those are guys that have played in that environment before and have played in state tournaments before, and I think that's some invaluable experience. It's a group that, outside of really one tournament, we haven't been able to kind of put everything together, and so I think we're excited to continue to build. We've got last couple weeks of the season here to try to put something together and kind of hone in on those skills to figure out how to put 4 together. And I think there's been lots of rounds this year where they've put 1 or 2 together, or maybe put 3 together and haven't quite gotten that 4th. They've done it one. I think they've done it one time this year. We were at the Schoolboy Classic and we set a school record. We were 10 under par as a group. Rowdy set an individual school record with a 63. And so I think that is an example of what they can be. And we just got to figure out a way to get all of us on the same page on the same day.
Before we talk about golf, I mean, everybody, 3 of us wearing the same hats. May she never die, Cole. Can you see that, Cole?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay,
Cool.
we got to explain. For those who do not know, Coach or players, explain what May she never die means.
I'm waiting. Can do the players now?
I think I know. I'll try. So I honestly didn't know a lot about it until we came out with the hat, but what I've learned so far, I'm pretty sure it's the last verse of our graduation song at Bowling Green High School. Is it alma mater?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I know.
I would have lost the bet.
What's it mean to you? May she never die.
I interpret it as our school spirit and how we should always fight through everything.
Okay.
Are you right? You want to ask all of them what it means to them?
Yeah, definitely.
At least the other one that's wearing the hat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You have to say it.
Yeah, you got to definitely say it.
Or does it just look cool? I think it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Just let's go.
This team, it feels like, you said you guys haven't put everything together just yet, but it still feels like you're one of the favorites within the region. Mm-hmm. What's gotten you in this position to be so ready for whatever it takes?
Yeah, look, I think experience is a lot, right? And so when these guys show up to bigger tournaments, it's not a moment that they're flustered with. I think that's going to be huge. Obviously, they're incredibly talented, right? So let's start there. They're good players. They're incredibly talented players. They work hard at their craft. They have been, and they've been through it before. And so when you add up all those things, when you start looking at a region tournament, I guess 2 years ago when Rowdy was a 7th grader and Paxton was a 7th grader and Johnny was a freshman playing in his first, it was like, yeah, what are we going to get? And they were phenomenal in that environment. And honestly, we got out that year on a year that we maybe shouldn't have gotten out. And I would probably say, honestly, the same thing for last year. We got out on a year that, maybe you shouldn't have gotten out. I think we started, 3 fresh or 3 8th graders last year, 3 8th graders, a sophomore and a senior. We'll go to the region tournament, kind of similar to the girls, right? We're going to go to the region tournament again this year, and we'll have a few freshmen in the lineup. Jorge's a sophomore, Johnny's a junior. We're looking back at it next year. We're not losing a big piece of the puzzle again, and so the future of Purple's golf, both on the boys and the girls side, is exciting.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Is your next tournament going to be next Saturday? That big super regional tournament
This Saturday, we're actually in your backyard. This Saturday, in Franklin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Franklin Country
that's
Club.
right. Oh man, they're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
They're gonna kill me. All
We'll
right.
see you there.
All right, yeah. But I was thinking about the big super regional. But we can talk about the Wildcat Invitational this Saturday. Talk about what you want to see from the guys at the Wildcat Invitational.
No, I think it's putting it all together, right? I think kind of similar to the girls. We talked about, we're in a part of our season now where it's slower and you can work on skill development, and we've got a week to kind of get better and then to kind of show where we've gotten better on the weekend. And so, for these guys, they know that, if they want to qualify for the All-State tournament, it's time to go. Their backs are against the wall, and we need to post some good regular season events and just kind of seeing where their games are at after, basically we've gone, I guess, almost 2 full weeks only playing once, and as far as a tournament is concerned. So I'm just excited to see where they're at, where they've gotten better, and going and competing against a good field.
For each of the guys in there, I want to talk to you about the Schoolboy Classic. Obviously, Coach said you guys broke team record. Rowdy broke the individual record. Take me through that day and what was on. Like, to set records, you got to be pretty hot.
Yeah, so overall, I think as a team, we were definitely, doing really good. But I think overall, it just set up really well with us. Besides Johnny, and you could say Jorge, too. Me and Paxton, we don't hit it too far, sadly. But hopefully we'll get there. But during the Schoolboy Classic, it was more shorter yardages. So I think it really just allowed us to, take advantage of, the short game we practiced. And it's just, it just played in our advantage, I feel like.
Yeah, that was my first round under par for a high school season, and that course, like Rowdy says, sets up really easily for us. It's a short yardage, and we don't hit it as far, so when we get the pitching wedges and to the greens, it's a big step up for us.
Yeah, I thought it was a great event, and we play there every year, and we have a lot of wins there, so it's always a really fun event, and I think that helps us out, just having fun out there, and I think that it's just a really good course for us, and it was more like a chip and putt for me and Jorge, but I mean, everything was dialed that day, so it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this was my first time playing that course, and it was short, so it wasn't that hard to play.
Okay. Wait a minute. So what I get is you two don't drive it very far, but you two do drive it very far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess for you, Coach, your interesting part of the game or interesting part of getting them prepared is they going to work on you got them working on their short game because they can't drive very far. And for them, as they drive very far, I guess they got to work on pretty much putting. Or eliminate 2 putts, pretty much, or stuff like that and so forth.
Look, I mean, you listen to the girls talking. We're big on short game. We're big on wedges, right?
Okay.
I mean, they can drive it. They drive it very far, so they're going to have a lot of wedges in, right? And they can make birdies with their wedges. And if they don't drive it very far, if they miss a green or something like that, they've got to be able to get it up and in. But that short course, those guys, they play a lot of high school golf with 5 and 6 irons and 7 woods and 9 woods in their hands. And I think it's really cool for them to every now and then kind of get a dose of hey, you're a really good young player that just doesn't hit it far yet. And if we give you the same clubs in that some of these other guys that are hitting it 40 by you have in, you're pretty dangerous. And I think, that day specifically, it was Rowdy and Paxton got a ton of wedges and 9 irons in, and they both finished. Rowdy obviously did what he did, and Paxton, I think, finished in the top 4 or 5, in the tournament that day. And it's it's a nice reminder of, hey, you can do this. You're a good player. We're just waiting on you to grow a little bit and hit it a little bit farther.
What's everybody's favorite course in there?
In my opinion, one of my favorite courses, I think I really have 2. Obviously, the one we're going to, I think this Saturday at Franklin, where
Okay.
you're from, correct? Are you from there?
I'm from Bowling. I live there. I live in the area.
Oh,
I live in the
okay.
area, but yeah, I work in that area though. But yeah, the country club.
Yes. So I
Okay.
really like Franklin as well as St. X's tournament, the KIT.
Okay.
especially the KAT, it just really sets up very difficult. And I feel like the greater the challenge, as well as like the field, that field's very stacked with all the good teams. I feel like it just like brings out the best in us and allows us to like just play our best.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off of Rowdy. I like the Harmony Landing too because everything there is just very nice and it's well groomed out there, and also like always a great competition, and really enjoy that. And then I also like Bowling Green Country Club because that's my home course, and the greens are always really good out there and always like true, like you're not getting any like bad like. You go out to crosswinds and you'll have like stuff in your line like footprints and stuff, but you never get that at Bowling Green. Everything's always really pure.
We're going to regionals at Indian Hills, and I've grown up there pretty much all my life playing golf, so that's a nice advantage for me, home course, and I know all the stuff there is to know about that course.
I like Park Mammoth. It's a really good course, really wide, greens are fast, slopes, everything. I think it's been one of my favorites. Also Harmony, it was really good shape. Yep.
No Shaded Park Mammoth. So you know how I feel about that one, Cole. You already know.
That's also Brian's favorite course.
Oh yeah, no shade at all. Oh, brutal. It's brutal. It is brutal. So we got the big tournament with Wildcat this Saturday. Then the next, I think the following Saturday is another big one at Crosswinds, and that's gonna be like all the best teams from the region.
Yeah, and well, semi-state.
Okay.
So basically, I don't know. It's been 4 or 5 years where the state, the KHSAA has gone to this semi-state format where you go from the region to this semi-state first round of the state tournament, and so. We've kind of got together as golf coaches and put on a quote-unquote preview tournament where you invite all of the teams that should be competitive in that semi-state, and you kind of get together, and it's just kind of a nice litmus test, right? And to kind of see where everybody's at and where you stack up with all the good ones. And we're really looking forward to competing that weekend.
I want to hear about the dynamic of this team. It feels like there's some younger guys, and then there's some guys who are older. I mean, what's the mesh there? What's your team chemistry?
Growing, for sure, and it's Jorge came to us this year. How long have you been in the States? A year. So he's been in the United States for a year. Came from Mexico. Johnny, Paxton, and Rowdy have played together for a long time. We've had a 5-man that Brady Hightower has held down. We thought he would be here. Shout out Brady, but I guess he missed the memo. Brady's been in the lineup some. John Cannon Hamilton's been in the lineup some. Blake Thomas. So we've kind of had a really competitive environment for that 5-man. The 4 of these guys have been everywhere, and the dynamic's great. I think that in our program, we try to treat golf like a team sport, like any other high school sport is. And I think there's a lot of programs that may meet each other at the golf course, be wearing the same color polo, but they don't really get that team dynamic. And we try to do everything that we can together and to make sure that the kids feel like that they've gotten that team sport experience.
As one of the top 4 teams, I would say, yourself, along with Greenwood, Glasgow, and South Warren, and we got regions coming up less than a month. How you getting these guys prepared for Indian Hills? I mean, Paxton, you said that's your course, but Indian Hills, it's difficult. It is a difficult course to play on.
For sure. I think that, I think good golf courses, will benefit us. I think Indian Hills is a really good golf course, and I think that anytime that you get on a good golf course, you like to think that the better teams, right, come out on top. I think that was one of the things that I think made us all, not us specifically, but all of the good teams last year nervous about Crosswinds, because Crosswinds is, if you can get hot, you can play well there.
Yes.
And it doesn't require, quote unquote, all the shots in the bag. Indian Hills does. I don't think that you can really cheat Indian Hills. I think that it's you're going to earn your spot, and if you qualify for the state tournament, it's because you feel like you're one of the 2 best teams that day, and really, during the year. So, how do you get prepared? You try to play it. I think all of these guys have played Indian Hills. There won't be too many secrets, but we'll play it leading up to the event and just kind of talk about T-ball strategy and where you're going to hit off this box, and if the pin is here, where do we think that we want to try to hit it to? But it's a golf course that rewards good play. and so we're really excited about that.
I know she's not up yet, but Rowdy, your sister, she puts a little bit of pressure on you, I feel like. Talk about how competitive you two are with each other.
Yeah, she's extraordinary, like for her age and everything. I remember when I was that age, I think I was probably just like doing normal kid stuff, but she's up there with me just practicing and grinding. And we are both very and highly competitive, so I hate losing and she does as well. So it just allows us to push each other to our very best. And I think a couple weeks ago, she just got back from Under Armour Worlds in Florida, and she did really good. I think she shot like 10 under in 3 days, got first. So like, she's just really good overall, and I feel like I'm her hero sometimes, but I also look up to her. And yeah, we just try to push each other to be the best we can be.
Cole, it is it's cinema watching the two of them.
I would love to be at a round where they're both going at it.
Go at it. Like it's cinema, and Perry's unreal. So if we go have a short game practice, or we were at the sinkhole last Friday, and just kind of getting some par 3 action in, some wedge stuff, she would have to give everybody at the table shots. Like, she's beating all of us from inside of 100 yards. And, like, it doesn't matter if it's 50 yards or 100 yards. If she can hit it as far as that we can, she's giving us all shots. And so
is there any trash talk? Is that ever a thing?
It has to be.
Yes, yeah, like 10 million %. She tries to get every advantage she can on anyone, but it's just really good. And I don't know, but yeah, there is trash talk for sure.
Okay.
But in a good way.
Wow.
Okay.
So, guys, you're going to tee it up this Saturday at the Waukee Invitational. How excited for you guys to, get back and play in the tournament? And of course, the tournament's going to be, I think what Alex said, 20 teams is going to be there. I think 21 teams.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very stacked tournament this Saturday.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for us, especially because Coach Whitt mentioned this earlier today, all-state points and whatnot. We're, like he said, up against the fence, and this is a place that I think we can really come up on top. We'll have to go against some good teams like Taylor County and Greenwood and all of that, but I think if we can just put our 4 rounds together and, like, get those all-state points and everything, it will really benefit us. Any comments from teammates?
Yeah, I agree with Rowdy. I mean, there's going to be some good teams there Saturday, but I think that all of us will be able to compete, and I think we're good enough to beat all of them.
So our team, since we don't hit it as far, and Franklin's not the longest course, I think that'll be good for us. And I think we have pretty good ball striking, and the greens around, like, you got to hit it in the right spots. Like, if you go, like, left of a bad pin or long, then it's bad, and I think we can do good on that.
Yeah, I mean, on the last week, we were training a lot of short game, so that course is not that hard to miss greens, and I think we're ready for short game.
Okay.
For the players, what's the key to a deep season, end of season for you guys in getting on that podium?
Do you mean like making it to like state and all that, like trying to get a state title and whatnot?
Yeah.
Or top, I guess it's podium top 3, right? Top 4. Okay.
Oh, top 4.
Yeah, podium. Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's just we have to play good on that day, and all the practice that leads into it. Kind of like, I don't know if Coach Whitt said it today, but he said it with the girls, like trying to withdraw money from the bank. I feel like if we just like put in the time and effort into all that we've done, hopefully it will pay off and we'll play good leading up to it. And yeah, I just hope it will benefit us and make us all the way home holding the trophy, hopefully.
Yeah, golf's a little different. You don't have your best stuff every day, and I think if we all have our good rounds and line them up, then we'll do really good.
Yeah, I agree with Paxton. One day you can play bad, and I mean, if we all play like good, just a day, but I'm pretty sure that we can win any tournament.
Yeah, I think we have the most talent in this region, and I think we can do it. Like big stuff, like win region and possibly get out of semi-state, I think. And just gotta think it's just another round of golf.
It was mentioned with the girls, and now it was mentioned again with the guys. All-state. I'm guessing like it's an all-state tournament or something like that, or all-state points, or just what's that all about?
Yeah,
All-state.
so you probably remember when the KHSAA kind of flirted with going from a play 5, keep 4 to a play 4, keep 4, and they really changed the dynamic of postseason golf for a little bit. And the Coaches Association kind of got together in response to that and created an all-state tournament. And,
Okay.
Basically, what it is every tournament that you play in during the regular season, think like FedEx Cup, all right? And you get a point total associated with your finish in each tournament.
Okay.
And you can qualify. You take the top 15 point finishers, and you get together at the University Club of Kentucky and kind of have a regular season finale. But it's got your top 15 team point getters, and then your top 21 individuals that are not on a qualifying team.
Yeah.
And so it is like it's a 96 player field on the boys and a 96 player field on the girls. And
Wow.
it's a nice little feather in your cap, because you could argue that, it's not the KHSAA's mission, right, to get the most competitive state tournament, right? They want equal representation from all parts of the state.
Yeah.
And when they put together when the Coaches Association put together this all-state tournament, it was their mission to get the most competitive field in golf. And so you take your season-long results, you take your top 15 finishers, and it's regionalized a little bit, right? Like there are probably schools in Louisville that play in Louisville that finish 4th or 5th every time that don't make all-state, that would be very much near the top of all-state if they played into a different spot or a different part of the state. But you're getting 15 of the top 20 teams in the state of Kentucky every year, and it's a nice little, it gives you a postseason as a coach, right? I love going and qualifying because it gives you that little postseason feel before the postseason. I think it always benefits your team to kind of play under that kind of environment before it's truly go time when region tournament and semi-state and state tournament come around.
Okay.
And what percentage of those all-state teams, all-state members, typically make it to the state?
Yeah,
the actual state
it is. I don't know off the top of my head. Louisville normally gets 3 or 4 teams in. Lexington normally gets 3 or 4 teams in. You normally get a team from Eastern Kentucky. You get 2 teams from Western and two teams from around here. So, of the 9 teams at the state tournament, I would say 8 of them played in the all-state tournament. The semi-state. When you go to the semi-state tournament, it's very rare that you see a team that's in semi-state that didn't qualify for the all-state. It does happen in the Louisville region, right? Louisville, when you have 2 teams advance out of Louisville, and I don't think anybody's going to argue that they have 3 or 4 of your top 10 to 12 teams of the state every year. Yeah. And so that's a grinder, right? That 6 region tournament, and the 9th region will be this year too in Lexington. They've got a lot of good teams, and you can only get 2 that come out. I could come and talk for an hour on your radio show just on that. I'm more of an old school guy where I love the KHSAA that says, hey, we want equal representation from all parts of the state, and we're going to call that our state tournament. And yes, we know that there are really good teams that don't make it to the state tournament, but you weren't the king of your area. And so, while you weren't the king of your area, then you're probably not going to, be a participant in the state tournament. And then there's 2 distinct ways of thinking. And I think that's a really cool thing about high school golf is that we play a tournament where you've got your best fields, and then we play a tournament where we've got equal representation. And more often than not, the same 2 or 3 teams are up there at the top.
Rowdy mentioned you're on the fence, so where's the boys and I guess the girls teams what too? Where do y'all stand right now?
Yeah, well, the girls are second.
Really?
Second
Wow.
overall in Kentucky. So that's exciting. They've got 6 wins and I guess a second or third place finish. So they keep your top 7 point totals over the course of the year, and so they're in second. They've got 680 points. And we are currently at 570, which puts us at 18th or 19th on the boys' side. And so we're trying to crack that top 15. We are still keeping a 5th and a 6th place finish. And so we've got room to kind of kick those point totals out if we can have a good couple of performances and kind of slide into that top 15 over the last couple of weeks.
Wow. Man, so these next 2 tournaments are very, very important.
Yeah, our next 3 to 4 weeks are very important for us. So it's very important for I love it when our kids can experience that all-state atmosphere, and can go and feel that before it's go time in the regional tournament. And so, they've heard me talk about it all year, so they know how important it is. And so we'll see if we can get the job done here in the next couple weeks.
And Rowdy, for you, you're defending region champion.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, do you feel any pressure to try to repeat, go back to back?
I mean, obviously, there's pressure, but at the same time, there's always, like, good players, like, especially Glasgow's #1, Griffin Jackson. He's an outstanding player. I think he's, like, 8th in all-state points right now. I'm in 7th, and then Eli Wade, Greenwood's #1. He's an extraordinary golfer as well. And just, I know it's going to be a very tough, like, region tournament, but at the same time, I'm very happy with the competition. And while there is pressure, I think overall it's just going to be a really good tournament. And I'd love to repeat, but even if I don't, I know that I'm going to give it my all no matter what.
I like it. Cole, what you got?
I just wanted to talk to your point about the two having kind of both sides of the tournament. I think that when we talk on the show a couple times, we've brought up the idea of in different sports, seeing the best teams make it through, having that super regional tournament. I think that's really neat because you want the representation, but on the other hand, you want to see the best teams play each other, even if there's not like the 14th district in about every sport.
Yeah,
all 4 teams should make it every year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in multiple sports, right? Like, and I think that's. Look, I feel like it'll be a topic of conversation for as long as we have high school sports in Kentucky. And look, kudos to, I'm a member of the Golf Coaches Association. Like, kudos to us for kind of getting that right and creating that tournament. And, in 2023, we won that tournament and then, fell kind of short, I guess you could say, in the easier of the two. We didn't win the KHSAA state tournament, but we won the all-state tournament. And so we beat the better field and then had a bad day on a day that wasn't real good to have a bad day. But it's exciting and it's a cool, I've used the term litmus test. It's a cool measuring stick to kind of see where you're at on a really good field. And if you ask me which one would I rather have, it's still the KHSAA, state tournament, but that all-state one is it's a super cool event. The Coaches Association does a phenomenal job of putting on that tournament. And again, I think it's a really good thing for high school golf.
The real question is what trophy looks cooler?
Honestly, that all-state trophy is good. It's like a, I don't know, it's a 24-inch crystal glass bowl.
It's really
it's pretty
cool.
sweet. So I mean, the KHSAA is the timeless answer, right? But that all-state trophy is nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
why not both though?
Yeah, why not both, right?
Yeah,
why
really.
not both?
And the KHSAA wants a giant trifold anyway of a gold golf ball, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, but but that crystal though,
Crystal's
wow.
cool.
Yeah.
Crystal's cool.
Really cool.
Crystal's cool.
If you was I guess we say commissioner of golf, would there anything have to change about high school golf or anything, or implement anything, or what?
Oh man, guys, I mean, we can go deep in here.
Well, just one big thing then.
I don't like that you can have a regional champion not make the finals of the state tournament. I think that I think the one thing that we've still got in high school sports with AAU and with this kind of travel baseball and travel soccer and all this stuff, it's kind of cool to put on the same uniform as the kids as you go to school with and go compete. There are teams every year that win a regional tournament that aren't represented in the finals of our sport, and I hate that. The semi-state, despite the KHSAA's best effort, and my guys have all played in it here, it doesn't feel like a state tournament. Kind of like when you go volleyball, for instance, right? Volleyball's first round is played at somebody's home site.
Yes.
Well, I hate that. If we're going to win a regional tournament, and that's what we're selling, if we're selling that state tournament experience, I know our volleyball team hosted, maybe it was McCracken last year, Davis County or something.
Yes.
And those girls from McCracken County came and they won a region tournament, and they got to come to Bowling Green High School and they got to play in Bowling Green High School's gym in the state tournament. I don't like that. And so to take that from golf. If you win your region, you should get a state tournament experience. And we used to have that in golf. We have 12 regions in golf and not 16. And used to have the 2 teams. You had a big state tournament, it was 156 players. And our state tournament now is only 90 players. And I don't like that change. And I don't agree with kind of their reasoning behind the change, and I think that it can get better and it can grow. We've had talks, we've had discussions about changing, and I hope that it's something. And hopefully, it's something that changes in these guys' career, because it's just not. I don't like, again, to have somebody win a region and then to get eliminated at semi-state and not to give that true state final environment in your high school experience. So there's my 60 seconds on high school golf.
I like it too.
Yeah.
This is why I've always been. I think there should be like one commissioner over each sport, to oversee the sport to make it better.
Yeah, because every sport's different.
Every sport's different. Yeah.
Very different.
I've always been a big proponent of that, but I'm not the guy in charge. But
I'll vote for you.
Let's write a letter. Let's write a letter.
But that's the one thing I would do if I was doing that. All right, Coach Whitt, guys, thanks for joining us. I'm sure I'll see you on Saturday.
Oh, yes, sir.
and the following Saturday, too, as well, on top of that. So it's going to be great, too, as well. So thanks for stopping by and joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting us.
No problem. No problem. All right, Cole, so that does it for this week. Next week, my man, we got a really big show next week.
Huge show. Greenwood soccer?
Yep.
Okay, Greenwood soccer.
Yeah,
And then
they
maybe
want to
volleyball.
they want to respond. The Bowling Lady Purples were on the last time we were at Greenwood
True,
Ford,
that's
so
true.
Coach Traton, the girls wanted to come on and respond. So I guess they got something they want to say. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
next
I'm ready for that,
next
man,
Wednesday night, and then we followed by Coach Travis Hudson and the WKU Lady Topper volleyball team.
Yeah, they're in action probably still right now in their second exhibition, first at home against IU Indy right
Okay.
now. So they'll have a scrimmage on Saturday afternoon against each other, their annual red and white scrimmage, and then season starts next week. Their non-conference schedule is a gauntlet, and I'm sure we're going to talk about this next week. They're 10 games. Their worst team that they play is Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Everybody else was either in the tournament last year or a tournament or a conference champion or something like that. They're stacked this year in their conference tournaments.
That's wild.
They are. It
That's
is.
wild.
It's very stacked.
And for everybody that's watching, because I got a memo, pull this up here real quick because this is going to be happening next week as well, too. We will have a 4-pack of tickets to give away for the game against Louisville.
Oh.
So
Yeah, you
chance
wanna
for
be
you
there
to
for
win
that.
a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Lady Toppers against Louisville in volleyball action.
And
So
how can you
that's
win
gonna
that?
be great.
You have to be there?
That part we have not gotten. I was
Just be
told.
there. Just be there.
I was
minus
just
your
told
odds.
we're gonna give away a 4-pack.
Yeah.
That's all I was told so far. So I guess we'll find out as we go, and we'll post on our Facebook page, social
Yeah.
media, commercials, and so forth like that too as well. So hey, a chance to see the Lady Toppers in a 4-pack and go on a Wednesday night and go see them play Louisville, who is always really ranked. And of
Very
course,
good.
Louisville has.
Mary Bailey.
I thought you was gonna say it for me. All right,
Lady Purple.
Well, okay. Chance to see you, Lady Purple, and Mary Bailey play as well too.
Yeah.
I think she's number 5 on the team, I believe. That's her number. So
Sounds right.
there we go. Awesome. All right, everybody. At rest of the show for tonight. Thanks to Coach Whitt. Thanks to the Purple's golf team, the Lady Purple's golf team too as well. Don't forget Tim Wagner, Roy Beard on D93. Coach Kevin Wallace this Saturday night at 7 p.m. on D93 as they take on Bullet East in the second game of the Rafferty's Bowl. And then Coach Roy Beard will be back for the remainder of the season after that. And also as well too, thanks to Will McCoy, head coach at Franklin Simpson High School's basketball team. So, Cole, next week.
We'll have some football to talk about next week.
We'll have some football to talk about next week.
Yeah.
We'll be live at Greenwood Ford. Maybe Coach Wick can hook us up with a car. Or if not, Coach Travis can. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Since they
Coach
got,
Hudson.
they got the
Travis.
inside scoops. There we go.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I like that.
All right. For Cole, Coach Witt, the Purples, I'm Brian. We'll see you next week on Sports Talk here on Talk 104, 93 KCT, presented by Greenwood Ford.